I work as a funeral home attendant. You know, one of those people in serious-looking blazers and a skirt who usher you into the funeral home with a somber smile and quietly flit around as you mourn, replacing tissue boxes and making sure the coffee maker is stocked. One of my supervisors died yesterday. Grace was one of the 2 licensed funeral directors at the home. Despite her workplace seniority, we were the same age group and got along pretty well. I guess it's because of our friendship that they put me in charge of cleaning out her office. Her office was neat, simple. The walls were a pleasant shade of blue and very minimalistic. After only 10 minutes of packing into 2 small boxes, I was done. The only thing I couldn't find was Grace's favorite ring. It was this simple little silver band with a turquoise heart on it. She wore it all the time. She didn't have it on when she died, though. Instead, I found a black leather journal. Grace's diary. I wish I could say that I didn't read it. I wish I could say that I was purely to get answers, but I'm not that righteous. I read it because I was curious. There weren't many entries, but they were in messy chunks with ink blots everywhere. Here's what I found.
January 17th, 2012. I finally told someone that secret that's been eating at me from the inside. I finally told my therapist. Well, almost. I told her that I'm a sex addict. That doesn't count as a lie, does it? I am addicted to sex, after all. I merely left out the part where it's with dead bodies. She suggested that I start a diary to chronicle my feelings and frustrations, so here I am. Feel silly, but I do want help. I think I need the help, or else I wasn't always a necrophile. God, it feels so weird seeing that word etched in ink. It makes it feel real, like I'm some sort of freak. Up till age 16, I was pretty normal. I even had a voracious appetite for normal sex with living, breathing boys. Being a decent-looking, petite Asian girl, I barely had any problems getting the guys to bed. I was always very active in all aspects of my life. School, sports, sex, charity. But I was so disenchanted. Everything bored me. I was dead on the inside. The only subject I actually enjoyed was bio. I excelled in that class, except for the dissection part. Looking at that dead piglet, I felt my first stirring. That tingle of excitement mixed with yearning for the non-living. In death, it looked so serene and happy, blissfully unaware of its surroundings, lying on the metal table surrounded by sweaty grade 11s armed with gloves and scalpels. I faked sick so I could skip that class. I couldn't bear watching my classmates violate the sanctity of death. I tell people I took up the job at the funeral home because I wanted to become a surgeon, and it'll be good practice. In reality, I just wanted to be around the dead. The cadavers excited me. The first month of working there, I began touching the fresh male cadavers, feeling the electricity of their living energy trickling, rippling, leaving their bodies. After half a year there, I started to play with their genitals. stroking them, sucking on some. After I graduated from college and officially became a full-timer as a funeral director's assistant, I began injecting redacted fluid into the penis of the certain cadavers to get them erect. It was only after 3 years of working there that I worked up the courage to have intercourse with a cadaver. Sex with dead bodies is so different, so fulfilling. The living are such selfish lovers. With dead guys, I get my fill of pleasure every time. My therapist is so full of shit. This is not helping. The more I write, the more aroused I get. I have to stop. Or else. Signed, Gracie. February 14th, 2012. I haven't touched a cadaver ever since my last session with a therapist. Not because she's helping or anything, but I'm just scared. She said I smelled funny the last time I was there. I'm terrified that she's going to smell the embalming fluid on me, that smell of old gin and musk. Sex. I'm obsessed with death. I find it so beautiful. I especially love the ones with thick eyebrows and a slight grimace in their perpetual slumber. Their still, unmoving bodies, smooth and hard like marble underneath my body. God, I gotta stop. It's not the law I'm scared of. Fuck the legal boundaries that surround necrophilia. I'm not hurting anyone, am I? What I'm scared of is the divine repercussions. What I'm doing, it's not natural. I have sex with the dead, and I will be punished. I think I'm going crazy here. I am tempted to take my own life to join the dead, whom I desire so much. But I must live. I want to be normal. Signed, Gracie. April 12th, 2012. Will I ever be normal? What is it like to be normal? Why is it that only after making love to the dead bodies that I feel most alive? It is like the heavens are playing a really dark prank on me. August 6th, 2013. I thought I was cured. I really thought I was strong enough. I thought I was finally normal until today. Today I met him. He was one of the 2 victims in that car crash. Jorgen Valentine. Thick, furrowed eyebrows that told of pain and suffering. Pale, thin lips slightly curved downwards. Jaw chiseled by Adonis himself. A slight grimace. I love him. I must have him. But I cannot resist. The divine powers have forgiven me so far. I cannot anger them, or else there will be repercussions. August 17th, 2013. I cannot stand it anymore. This ache in my stomach region. I need to have him. Just one more and I will resign. I will commit myself to rehab. I will be normal. But after him, after Jorgen makes love to me, I swear. Tonight I will have him. Then no more. Signed, Gracie.
I looked up from the diary and I had to physically force my jaw closed. I was close to Grace, but I guess never close enough. I had to grasp my forehead, and all the puzzles from the messy, gruesome scene of Grace's death clicked into place. Grace was found in the prep room, sprawled on the floor beside the table where Jorgen Valentine's body lay. She was in her underwear, and there were scratches on her body, her face was a bloodied mess. There was embalming fluid all over the floor. We assumed that Grace had an accident with the fluid, which ultimately caused her to slip and hit her head on something and concuss. In big dosages, the vapors of embalming fluid can cause chronic inflammation and irritation to the skin and the eyes, which explain the scratches on her face. The day before, a man and a woman were brought into the funeral home to be prepared for a viewing/funeral. Mr. and Mrs. Jorgen Valentine were killed in a car crash on their way back from church. Their yellow Volkswagen Beetle was totaled, save for the tailgate that had the "just married" artfully painted on it. On the morning that we found Grace dead, we also found something else. Miss Valentine's casket was wide open. The funeral director was livid. "Is it bad enough that I lose my partner, the best damn worker in the place, and now I have one of you incompetent fucktards do this? This was supposed to be a closed casket, for fuck's sake, and why is her finger still caked with blood and skin? Clean it up and close that fucking casket, or God help you." One of the other funeral attendants, Melissa, burst into tears. We had closed the casket. We all did. We remember doing it because we couldn't stand to see the sight of Miss Valentine's mangled, broken face any longer than we had to. No amount of embalming magic and makeup could help her. I know for sure we closed the casket because the last thing I thought of as we lowered the casket lid was that ring. Miss Valentine's wearing it. I assumed it was her wedding ring. It looked a hell of a lot like Grace's favorite ring. Turquoise heart and all.